For decades, the story of Andy Gibb and Victoria Principal has remained one of the most intriguing love affairs of the late 1970s and early 1980s. Their romance was a whirlwind, filled with passion, admiration, and heartbreak. Now at 75, actress and entrepreneur Victoria Principal has finally opened up about her relationship with the youngest Gibb brother, sharing a perspective shaped not only by time but also by wisdom and personal growth. Victoria Principal, best known for her iconic role as Pamela Barnes-Ewing on the hit primetime soap Dallas, was already a household name when she crossed paths with Andy Gibb. Andy, on the other hand, was just beginning his rise to fame, riding the tidal wave of success sparked by his older brothers, the Bee Gees, who dominated the disco era. With boyish charm, undeniable talent, and a string of hits like Shadow Dancing and I Just Want to Be Your Everything, Andy captivated audiences worldwide. It was perhaps inevitable that his path would collide with Victoria's, setting the stage for one of Hollywood's most memorable romances. Their relationship was electric. Andy, in his early 20s, was smitten by Victoria's maturity, beauty, and confidence. She, in turn, was drawn to his youthful energy, musical talent, and vulnerability. Together, they became a glamorous couple who graced magazine covers and captivated fans. Yet, beneath the glitz, cracks were forming. Cracks that would eventually become chasms neither of them could bridge. Victoria has now revealed that while she loved Andy deeply, their relationship was fraught with challenges tied to his personal struggles. Andy battled insecurities, substance abuse, and the pressures of fame. For someone so young, the sudden glare of the spotlight and the demands of the music industry proved overwhelming. Victoria, who was navigating her own career pressures and responsibilities, realized she could not save him from himself. Speaking candidly, she admitted that her decision to step away from Andy was one of the most painful choices of her life. "I cared for Andy very much," she shared. "But I also knew that if I stayed, I might lose myself in the process. Love sometimes means knowing when to walk away." Those words carry the weight of experience, a reflection of a woman who has lived a full life and can now look back with both compassion and clarity. The end of their relationship left Andy devastated. His heartbreak was well documented, and in interviews, he openly admitted how deeply he loved Victoria and how hard it was for him to move on. Sadly, Andy never fully overcame the emotional and physical toll of fame, heartbreak, and addiction. His untimely death at just 30 years old in 1988 was a tragedy that shook the music world and left fans mourning the loss of a bright star whose potential was cut short. Now, decades later, Victoria speaks not from a place of regret but of remembrance. She acknowledges the love they shared while also recognizing that their paths were not meant to continue together. She describes Andy as a beautiful soul who brought joy to countless people through his music, while also reminding fans of the importance of compassion when it comes to understanding the struggles of those in the public eye. Her reflections also shine a light on the complexity of relationships between people at different stages of life. Andy, just 22 when they dated, was still discovering who he was, while Victoria, already in her 30s, had a more established sense of self. This imbalance, coupled with Andy's personal demons, made their love difficult to sustain despite its intensity. At 75, Victoria Principal has lived many lives. Actress, producer, best-selling author, and businesswoman with her successful skincare line. Yet, when she speaks of Andy Gibb, there is still a tenderness in her words, a reminder that certain loves, however fleeting, remain etched in the heart forever. She doesn't dwell on what might have been, but instead chooses to honor Andy's memory for the joy he brought into her life and into the world. Fans of both Andy and Victoria continue to revisit their love story, often imagining how things might have turned out differently had circumstances been kinder. But perhaps the beauty of their story lies not in its duration but in its intensity, a snapshot of love in its purest, most passionate form. In reflecting on Andy Gibb now, Victoria reminds us all of the delicate balance between love and self-preservation, passion and reality. Her story is not just about a Hollywood romance. It's about the human experience of loving someone deeply, while learning the difficult truth that sometimes love is not enough. And so, as Victoria Principal finally speaks out, she does more than revisit a famous chapter of her past. She honors Andy's legacy, shares lessons from their journey, and offers a heartfelt reminder that even short-lived love stories can leave an everlasting imprint.